I was hopelessly confused as to where I was and why I was taken. All I wanted was to go back home to have my normal life back. I felt like I was going to die if I remained locked in this stranger's room. I knew I had to escape, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. The door was always locked, there were no windows, and there was a goddamn cinder block chained to my foot. That sick bastard Bedlam really had thought of everything. For the time being, I was paralyzed with fear because of the horrific situation I found myself in. I didn't know what cycle Bedlam was referring to and why that had anything to do with me. Perhaps I was the wrong person, the wrong victim, although I wouldn't want anyone else to be subjected to the treatment I received. No one deserved to be held captive against their will. It was downright despicable. After introducing himself to me, Bedlam left. He didn't give me any more information or instructions. He just left me alone. I figured it had to do with some twisted game he was playing. It was some sort of psychological warfare, I was sure of it. I had read about that sort of thing in historical textbooks at school. Sick people who held others in dark rooms and basements in an attempt to control them and break their sanity. Was Bedlam doing the same to me? I laid my head down on the floor and stared ahead at the darkness that engulfed me. My surroundings mimicked the inside of my mind, how dim and hopeless I felt. If I thought about the present any longer, I would have been finding ways to off myself. I didn't want to be tortured, or worse. I had no idea what Bedlam was capable of and what he had planned for me. I tried to remember what I had been doing before I was abducted. I had a vague memory that I was jogging around my new neighborhood like I usually did in my old one. I had just moved in a couple of weeks ago with my mother. I joked to her that Whispers Creek sounded like a place where serial killers had their honeymoons and vacations. It seemed like I had spoken way too soon. I remembered that the sidewalk I was jogging on was cracked and rugged, with long vines of weeds poking through. Not too different from the nearby street that had potholes and faded traffic lines. It was a rough little town, no doubt about it. The type of place you drove through without stopping for anything. A place that only the residents knew about. An empty, unclaimed spot on a map. While I jogged, I was surveying my new surroundings a bit more closely. I quickly understood why my new house was so affordable. Many of the houses that neighbored my own were actually empty, with no tenants living there. Some had fresh foreclosure signs, and some looked abandoned. They were mainly white townhouses with bleeding paint, rustic windowsills, and creaky porches. Many of the homes had overgrown front lawns with mounds of dirt and sun-dried patches of grass. I was thinking about that when the old man had fallen. I went to go help him, and then, bam! A chemical-soaked rag into my face, and then everything went black. I couldn't believe it. Why would anyone do that to me? I was trying to help. I was becoming hysterical. I needed to mellow out. There wasn't any use in going mad just yet. I recalled my past before I was kidnapped. Something I needed to return to, something that would keep me sane as I remained captive by a madman. It wasn't perfect, nothing was, but anything was better than being Bedlam's prisoner. My life was pretty good when I was younger. I was an only child, so I got most of the things I wanted. That included cute clothes, a shiny new bicycle, a flat-screen TV, all the trendy makeup kits, and all the food I wanted to eat. Things changed when I turned 15, as my body went through changes, and I was set to start my freshman year of high school. My parents, Pedro and Helena Flores, started arguing a lot and wouldn't stop fighting.